Welcome back. This is your host, M1, and we're going to talk about league formation because it's funner to play with others than it is with yourself. First off, you're going to have to register all your players in your local league, as we'll call it, and get their name, their nickname, you probably know them, and a mode of contact, preferably their email and their phone. And don't worry about signing up late to the season or anything like that. You can just pick it up where you are. As promised from the last video, this is how to issue your bingo cards to your league members. My recommendation would be for you to print all the bingo cards out as the local league manager and issue them out in person to those playing in your league or via email or text. If you are going to do the URL method, there is a control number in the lower right-hand corner of the bingo card that you can track. This will help with fair play in the league and help you keep your sanity as the local league manager. Another thing to keep things organized is a couple of manila folders. I exclusively run my entire local league out of a couple of manila folders, and that's really all it takes. It's pretty simple. When my players come in to draw the bingo cards, I take the race, I open the folder, and I say, choose and perish. And they take their card out, I write their name in the upper right-hand corner of it, and off they go. Oh, and that symbol means that it's time for a side quest. The first Bingo Kama Sutra we shall be going over is that of the save space, because it is done when they draw their cards, so the timing is appropriate. For this activity, you will need something like this, a bingo hopper. Have your player roll the bingo hopper to get a number, and that number should correspond to the calls in Appendix 1. After you have translated into what spot that they have, mark their card accordingly, and that becomes their save space for the race. This is a highly recommended variation to play because it boils down to a quality of life issue for your local league. Some cards are better than others. Some races are better than others and have more calls. So the save space, giving a +5 bonus if you hit it without getting a bingo, can keep people afloat in your league even though they've got a run of bad luck. Side quest completed, on to the race flow and how to manage your league throughout the week. Etsy is a fine place, and it's good to have a race calendar, whether you print it yourself or order one online. But we're heading into the first races with a double header, and what I'll do starting Monday is I'll have both races available like on the 2nd, and start issuing both races to all the competitors. The folders come in handy here, and I usually keep 3 race folders for up to a triple header. Another handy thing to have is an app such as TurboScan or something that'll do a PDF or a JPEG image that you can then email or text out if somebody's out of town or not able to come in person and get their card. The next phase is the turn-in of the marked cards. I will try to get the official calls out at least by Monday after the race. So you could set the deadline for turn-in of marked cards to like Thursday the 12th. And then you can spend practice 1 and practice 2 and everything scoring those cards and sending out the official results. This is an example of the official calls from last year's Melbourne race. These come in order, and the number with the associated call goes to the bingo tile. So you take the official results, jot them down, and then score everybody's bingo card, giving each space its associated call number. The call number translates into their official placement. So the 5-space missionary bingo of 28, 14, 6, 5, and free has the starting number of 28 because that would have been the call that gave them the 5-place bingo. Once you've calculated all the bingos on the card, I like to just write them at the top of the card, and then I go through and I tabulate all of them and come out with the official results. And this is the exciting part, because you're basically done with all your hard work and everybody gets to see where they placed for the week, good or bad. I know these results may look a little confusing, but we're going to get into that right now with some of the Bingo Kama Sutra. Our first variation is the most powerful and the hardest to get. In 3 years doing this, I've never seen anybody get this, and that's Blackout. Every single space on your bingo card gets hit, and therefore that person, if they get it, gets all the points 1 through 10 for all the places in the week and locks everybody else out. Next up in the hierarchy in my local league is Quattro Corners. If that one hits, it ranks higher than any other missionary bingo for the week. Now for the variation that makes things super exciting, bringing people out of the grave at the back of the pack and bringing them to the front of the standings, is what we like to call Bunch of Bingo. This is where one card can score multiple bingos. As you see here, there are 3 missionary bingos and a Quattro Corner that will all get scored separately for the same person in the standings. As we break down these results, you can see that K-Flow had a Bunch of Bingo with the Quattro Corners and 2 missionary bingos, which did not make the points. You can also see all the people with bingo who got the save space bonus, as well as those at the bottom who had no bingo and were saved by the save space. The other variation you see in there is that for a +1 bonus for fastest lap. This is where if you watch the race and turned in your bingo card self-scored before the official calls came out, you would get that bonus. However, this is a ton of work. 1 star, would not recommend. So now that you've got all your official results, you're going to have to track it week to week. And this is the document that all the drivers in your local league are going to want to know about, as where they stand. Just a reminder to use official race scoring for your places, such as 25 points for first, 18 for second, 15 for third, so on and so forth. If you feel that you're not already busy enough as a local league manager, you can go ahead and complicate your life further by letting your drivers form teams and then scoring them respectively for all their driver points. Teams are minimum of 2 and no more than 4 in my local league, but you can do it how you see fit in yours. Now for everybody's favorite subject, that's right, what are we doing? We're winning. We have various forms of hardware in our local league. We have a ridiculously large driver championship trophy that will be given to the overall winner at the end of the year, but it'll be a float during the season so that the person who wins for that week will be able to have it on their desk until they get their little trophy, and then it'll just kind of travel around, signifying the immediate winner for that week. If you made your life infinitely more complicated by letting your drivers form teams, then you'll have to have a team trophy for the team that's leading that week. And I apologize, I should not be a photographer, Mav, but it is not a fan, it is actually the cup in front of it. Remember, these are more guidelines than rules and regulations, even though we have regulations. As somebody very close to me said, M1 Bingo is for the people. And they're right. It's for you. Play how you want to play. Tweak the rules how you want, that it fits your local league, that it fits your group of friends in the way that you want to do it. If you don't want to have trophies, you don't have to have trophies. Make it as ridiculous as you want. Make it as fun as you want. We're just more of a guide for what you want to do. Feel free to reach out to me at this address. I can get you all the regulations on PDF, all the products that you saw to track everything on Excel. And this would be a good thing, like if you get your league started and you got your league going, you want to take some pictures, send them in here. We'll make sure to throw them in the video so everybody can see what you're up to. All right, that's all for this week. and that's the end of the tutorial videos. Next up, official race calls. Coming at you pretty soon, actually. We're already done with practice 1 and practice 2. Don't go around the outside. The like and subscribe button. Damage report that thing, and we'll see you in the next one.